Good morning. It is Tuesday the 16th of June 2020 and it is very early in the morning. I think it's about 4 o'clock in the morning and we were asleep with our bedroom window open. And the birds woke me up, so I've come outside with my phone to see if you can hear them. Anyway, today I'm going to do a how-to video about writing letters. Hello, I'm back. It's still Tuesday, 16th of June 2020. But it is 16 hours later from when I was talking to you, listening to the dawn chorus. Today's how-to, as I told you, is about letter writing. And in a minute I'm going to switch the camera around so you can see what I'm writing. But I have cleared a bit of space. I'm feeling nice and relaxed and like I've got things to say. And I'm going to, in a moment, put pen to paper and write a letter, and you're going to join me. Another thing I'm going to show you actually is this, and this is something that I treated myself to do too. It's a letter that doesn't need an envelope, because if you fold it up in the right way and put a stamp just on there, then that can go as a letter and you're not wasting the paper of an envelope. But they weren't cheap, but I can tell you how to make that for free with just a piece of paper. We'll do that as well. Okay, so we've got a piece of paper and I've got my favourite pen. And we're going to get started. So the first thing that we need to do is to write our address at the top of the piece of paper. This is sort of writing paper, and sometimes you're lucky you get a sheet, an undersheet, which has got lines on that you can just about see through, so that helps you write in straight lines. I suppose if you didn't have that with a piece of paper, you could just get a ruler and draw a set of straight lines. I've done that in the past, and then you can use that as a guide. Okay, I always write on a little bit of a slant, and I'll try and not nudge the camera. So I'm going to start with Creative Scene's address actually. So that is Creative Scene, and that is on the 2nd floor, 9 Wellington, is it street or road? It's road if I remember correctly. And that is in Dewsbury. And that is in West Yorkshire. Now, a really important part of writing your address, so that if they choose to write back to you, you can get there really quickly, is putting the postcode. So if you don't know what your postcode is, you can always look up online and find out what it is. Now then, 9 Wellington Road in Dewsbury, the postcode is WF131HF. Now, I don't know if this is old-fashioned, but when I learnt to write letters, I always learnt that you write in a slope. If I put it back up straight like that, you'll see that it goes in a slope. But I think maybe that is a little bit old-fashioned. If you wrote it in a straight line, it really wouldn't matter. Now then, the most important thing I think when you're writing the top of a letter is to put the date. And also, if you can remember, put the year. Because when you come to letters in the future, if you don't know what the year was, it's really frustrating. So it is of great importance to put the date and the year. I've told you before, I'll tell you again. Today is Tuesday, the 16th of June, in the year of 2020. And now that I've written that, I can start my letter. There's lots of different ways of starting a letter, but I think it's a really nice word, and a traditional way to start a letter is dear. And then you can put the name of the person that you want to write to and a comma, and then you get started. Now, I don't know what you want to write in a letter, but I'm going to have a little think. Clear the decks and take some time. Investigate what's on your mind. Feelings, thoughts and stuff you've done. Write up things that felt like fun. Ask some questions, fill them in. What you've done and where you've been. Anything that makes you smile. If nothing comes, just wait a while. So the first thing that you do to make an origami letter is take your piece of paper, and without folding a straight line straight across it, I want you to half the paper and just put a little nick, a little tiny fold in the paper there. You can see it. So that's from top to bottom, and then from side to side along the bottom, you do the same thing, a little tiny sort of nick, so you can see it when you open it up. So you've got a small mark there and a small mark there. Now then, I think the first thing you do, if I can remember correctly, is you fold a gentle line from the nick on the left hand side to the nick on the bottom there. I hope I've got this right, might be getting it wrong. And then you take this bottom corner here and you fold that up to meet this point here. So that's your fold number 2. What's next? I think this corner, this may well be wrong, goes all the way across and it joins up. Oh no, we're doing okay. There. So that's fold number 3. So the top point, which was there, folds across and joins here like that. And then I think in a straight line you go from here to this corner. Let me see, I feel a bit nervous now that I've got it wrong. Okay. Let me just compare all those folds with the posh one that I bought. Okay, that's looking pretty good. So the only other fold that I would need to do, I think, is to fold this fold here to this fold here. No, that's not right. Let's work this out. That, like that, like that. Okay, I'm going to fold. That's it. That's it, that's it. The bottom, I should have had a rehearsal of this. Up to there, like so. And then you could write your letter in the middle there. Doesn't matter if you write it all over the piece. You could put your address here in this corner, and then fold the bottom corner, the left-hand side, the right-hand side, fold it up on itself, fold this piece around, like so, turn it over, and a final turn there. So that's it, letter writing in a nutshell. Of course, there isn't really a right or a wrong way to write a letter. You can do your own special thing in a letter. You could do it with coloured pencils or felt tip pens. You could put stickers in there. I don't know, you might get hold of some invisible ink and you can have a special invisible ink letter correspondence with a friend somewhere. For me, writing a letter is a lovely thing to do with your time, to kind of clear the decks, give yourself some space to think and remember and feel some things, and then to collect all those thoughts or emotions or experiences and to put them down on paper to send to a friend that you care about. It's just a brilliant thing to do. And of course, if you write some letters, you might get some back, which is also very brilliant. I love the idea of your letter journeying through real time and real space. Once you've put it in the post box, it's going to make a journey, and that might be just to your friend who lives in the next town or in the next street, or it might be to a place that you've never been to a friend that you've made on holiday maybe, who lives on the other side of the world. And you might never get to see them in person, but a little bit of you and your experiences are going to go and make that journey and be with that person that you care about. I've come sort of to the end of my how-to videos with Creative Scene. I'd like to thank everybody at Creative Scene for supporting me in doing this. I would especially like to thank Sarah, who has edited all the videos. She's put on this lovely music and she's done the subtitling down here, which makes these videos accessible to everybody. I will be back with Creative Scene. I'm going to be doing my play Invisible Ink at some point in the future. That's going to be about letter writing and receiving letters and how precious they are. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed these videos. I hope you've done some of the how-tos. That's it. Over and out.